Okay, what if we were out of a compass here and all we had to work with was the sun, and we know the sun sets in the west and rises in the east, but we need a more accurate direction, because if we're off a little bit we might veer off and miss our target. Okay, if you have a watch, okay, we're going to show you how to do this with a watch. Okay, the more modern way to do this with a watch is to have a watch with a compass in it. Okay, we just hit compass, and there we have it. That's south, right in front of me. Okay, so if we look up, that's south. We can probably say that's probably correct, because it's 4 o'clock. The sun to my right is setting over there, which would make this south. Okay, and that means that's west. So that makes sense. Now I've made sure this thing is calibrated, and I've checked it with my compass, and it is correct. And you should do that if you get a watch like this. But what if we didn't have a watch with a compass in it? All we had was a regular watch. A digital watch will not work for this, okay? If we had one with hour hands on it, we could actually find the direction we're wanting to go. Alright, what you do in a northern temperate zone, which is where we're at, okay, there's northern temperate and southern temperate. Okay, so you know that the sun is right there in front of my camera. I'm going to come straight down, and we are going to test this theory here. Okay, so I am going to take this watch. Right now I'm pointing the hour hands right at the sun. Okay, so halfway, I have my compass here, halfway between 12 o'clock and this hour hand, which is at the 4 o'clock position, I'm going to come halfway. Okay, so we just count the notches. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 to hit there. So we come halfway in between that, leaving 2 notches in between, which would be the 2 o'clock position. And that should be due south. So if I hold my compass right there, that tells me that that is dead on. Okay, that is due south. Alright, trying to make sure you can see this. So if I were to go halfway between there to 12 o'clock, which is right by my thumb here, okay, that's due south. Okay, might not be exact, you might be maybe a couple degrees off, but that's okay. You're going to be heading in a definite southern direction. Okay, now what about a southern temperate zone? Okay, just as an example, just so you know this information, in a southern temperate zone, it is not the same situation. Okay, in a southern temperate zone, what you would do is face 12 o'clock at the sun, and wherever your hour hand is, okay, it's almost like the opposite. You face 12 o'clock at the sun, and then it's going to be halfway between your hour hand and 12 o'clock. Okay, and that'll give you due north. Okay, not south. Alright, in the other method, you're finding south. Okay, so think northern temperate, you find south. Southern temperate, you find north. One more thing with your watch, if it's set for daylight savings time, just use 1300 hours or 1 o'clock as your halfway position, okay, instead of using the 12 o'clock. And that goes for northern and southern temperate zones. Okay, so remember that. Daylight savings time, if it's set for that, which some of them you can set that to that, you would just simply use 1 o'clock or the 1300 position. Okay?